Welcome to today's episode of Growing YouTube Organically Challenge. So, in today's episode, normally I don't really talk about much, but I decide to look for something to talk about. Yeah, so pardon me, trying to, I don't have a tripod, so I'm trying to fix my camera to the right position. So, yeah, what did I want to talk about today? So, there is something I discovered, right? I discovered something really good in something that can help people who are trying to learn new stuff. So, yeah, let me just say it how you can adapt your brain, right, to new system or new ways or to to learn new things, right? So one thing you should understand about the human brain, right? The human brain uh, is like in learning matters. The human brain work like a repetition tool, right? So I'll say if you are planning to learn something new that you have not been used to before or that you have no idea before about it, I would say you should handle it in the matter of repetition, right? Your brain learn through repetition, through familiarizing yourself with what you are learning. So let me give you an analogy. So recently, I got a particular toothpaste. It's a medicinal toothpaste, right? Which I've never used before, right? So the first time I used the toothpaste, the scent, the way it feels in my on my tongue, and the way it smells, right? If you put something in your tongue, you know the smell, and I don't know how our brain works, right? But our tongue seems to not only feel taste, it's also transfer smelling. So there's a way the toothpaste smell and the way it smell and taste like medicine somehow. So when I started using it, I I I like I noticed the change in toothpaste because I had used different type of toothpaste before. So I noticed the change. So day by day, I think for like let me say for like 2 weeks, I always feel this scent or this toothpaste like something new, something fresh. But yesterday I used this toothpaste, but I now discovered that I don't feel the scent again. I don't feel the taste the way it feels before. It feels like something. It feels like the toothpaste I used before, right? Yeah, it's funny, but that is how the human brain works, right? So, this is why if you are planning to learn something new, you have to uh, repeat. You have to repeat, to be honest. So, you have to repeat. You have to get your brain familiarized with it because your brain will is like a machine that when it gets used to something, if when you are trying to maneuver it to another thing, you have to do the extra work to be able to move it. You have to be attentive, like just like you are on a bike, riding a bike, right? You steer the wheel. You have to be very, very cautious of the amount of effort you put into steering the wheel, so that you won't steer too much. You steer to the rate where you want to move. Yeah, the bike riders will understand, or maybe the car drivers. So that's how the human brain works. So Um, on this podcast, I'll be bringing in a lot of new things that I've been encountering or things that I've been learning. So, and I started learning DS and algorithm, data structure and algorithm. So it's more of software engineering, software development stuff, where you learn the computer science behind how different uh, way of structuring data in system works and how the techniques of solving computer related problems like let's say for example you are given two numbers to find their square root, you know how to do it in computer. So that's what an algorithm is. So algorithm is a process, step by step process of solving a particular problem. And data structure is a way of structuring the different ways data are being structured in system. So, so I've been learning that, and the the analogy of the toothpaste make me understand that in order for me to press on and to be able to understand, to be able to fully understand what this thing, because this thing is computer science, mathematics. It's not something, yeah, people, our brain works differently. There are some people, they learn once and they know it once. But for us who have that, a different kind of brain where we have to put extra effort into learning it. Okay, like someone like me, I would say I prefer learning through visualization than learning through text, right? Or hearing someone speak and learning. Yeah, if you are speaking, I'll pick some things, but when I see how the things is being done, I learn better, right? So, and trying to learn something like computer science, they'll first teach you the theory before they move you to the practical aspect of things. So, yes, that's that about the brain. The brain is a the more you now learn, right? The more you learn, your brain starts. I think it is in the neurological sense, your brain starts forming some pathways, some line that's gel through towards the thing you are learning. So for me now, through the toothpaste, so analogy, using the toothpaste analogy, my brain has formed a familiar line, which makes it not to get freaked out or not to. It's not as if he's not. If he knows, he's aware of the saint, he's aware that it's there, right? But the body is not really transferring that new stuff to the to the brain again because it's already oh, I know it already. Leave it. It's just a saint, it's just a toothpaste, right? Yeah, it's the same thing, like something you have already been familiar with. So you just see this thing happen, you're just like, I know this thing. Or maybe for example, you are watching an horror movie for the first time. The way you get freaked out in the first time you watch that horror movie will be different from the way you freaked out in a second uh, encounter of the horror movie. So that's how the human brain works. So, and yeah, that's how it works. Your brain gets familiarized themselves with it. So it's just like okay, let's say your family member just popped up from somewhere. You won't be freaked out much because this person is familiar with you, yeah, to you, right? Than a stranger just pop up from somewhere you don't know the person you will get scared, right? So yeah, and you probably run away. But even if you get scared when your family member pops up from somewhere, but if you see this face is known, your body will calm quickly than when a stranger pops up. So that's how the brain works. The brain says that okay, I've seen this before. Okay, no, I know it. I know it. So yeah, I don't need to transfer this thing up and down. So computer also learn that way too. learning computer. Yeah, computer learn that way too. Computer familiarize themselves. For the first time, they learn and they now start creating a neural network that that makes it easy for them to maneuver those kind of situation. So yeah, next time you are learning something new, if you are not getting it right away, don't beat yourself up, don't beat yourself down. Just repeat, right? Repeat it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Don't try to don't beat yourself up that you are not getting it. No. You are getting it, but you haven't get it to the extent where you'll be familiar with it. So to you have to make sure that you are not trying to give up. Yes, you are not trying to give up. You have to make sure that while you are learning this thing, while you are familiarizing yourself with it, you are calm yourself down, and yeah, just repeat, 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 repeat. Practice makes perfect. I know some people might disagree with me on the practice make perfect, but you have to practice before you can be perfect. So it's not as if you'll be perfect, but you'll be familiar. So if you now want to perfect it, you will have a different way, different techniques of learning. So yeah, you have to repeat. That's the that's the let me say that's how your brain can learn better. Because okay, let me tell you, even if you learn this thing once and you say okay, you have known it, you feel like you have known it. Whenever you come, maybe you drop it for like 2, 3 weeks, your brain will forget. You have to relearn again, right? Okay, for example, the toothpaste analogy. If I stop using that type of toothpaste for let's say 1, 2, 3 months, right? Whenever I pick it up again, my brain, yeah, the pathway exists in my brain. The time it will take for me to adapt after leaving it for 4 months will be different for the time it takes for me to adapt the first time using it. So that's just it. Uh, the human brain is a powerful machine and is a kind of machine that evolve, evolve. Like it's it's like the more you do it, the more it expand or something like it's like creating lines. According to science, right? It first creates okay, let's say the first time you do that thing, it creates a blurry line. Just blurry line, right? Or I don't know, it try to form a pathway to connect two neurons together. So let's say this is a neuron, this is another neuron. So you are learning something, right? So this is just an analogy. There are you have there are, I think there are like billions of neurons in our brain, right? But let's just use these two. So you are creating something. So let's say this is this is uh, this is a neuron that is already familiar with a little bit of what you are trying to learn. And this is another neuron, right? That is trying that is more of like, okay, this neuron is full, right? Let's push it to another neuron. Let's connect it. So it's more like a network where there have to be connections. So the first time you learn, a line, a blurry line is formed to connect these two, right? Now, the blurry line is formed, which means yeah, you have a little bit of understanding about it, but you have not fully connect the pathway of these two neurons, right? The second day, yeah, the blurry line is a bit clear, right? It's a bit clear. It's a bit the dots are a bit closer to each other, more of different to when there's like three dot gap, uh, three dash gap, right? Then another day, the dots are getting closer, are getting closer, are getting closer, and are getting shorter, right? Then another day, the lines are forming. Maybe there is like one line, now there is more dots, right? Then another day, there's like two lines. Now this line and this line are not connected there, but there are like dashes between them. So if you can understand, I don't have something to portray what I'm saying, but I mean with this little uh, explanation, you should be able to get what I mean. So that's how the brain neuron form parts and connect to each other. So, uh, yeah, through the challenge, back to the last video, right? The last video currently have no views. If the day two video have no views, right? So, if you can help share with your friends, but the goal for me is not to share with anybody, right? Yeah, I know it's probably funny, right? But there is a challenge to YouTube to see if YouTube channel can be grown or organically, like maybe by posting video every day, right, for some certain amount of time. Yeah, I can get some views on my videos. So thank you for listening to today's episode. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate the ones that comment, the ones that like, and the ones that share on their whatever platform they are sharing. So hopefully we'll get doing more videos and we'll never give up on this one. So thank you very much for today's episode. See you on the next one.